Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelita. If you are new, I am here. I'm just behind the camera. So welcome. Over here we combine astronomy and astrology together. So in other words, we just use the visible sky to interpret and to read our astrology. It makes a little bit more sense to me to use the actual sky because that's where it's happening. But I do have videos down below in the description. Feel free to check that out if you'd like. And also I do link to astrology with cryptocurrency as well, so there's plenty of videos. Feel free to check that out too. And I offer birth chart readings. It's currently only £10 for 50% off until the end of summer. So if you would like, feel free to take advantage of that opportunity. And what are your thoughts? Is anyone interested in like birth chart readings for their children? You know, let me know about that anyway. But welcome everyone. This calendar is in alignment with the visible sky. Feel free to grab that if you'd like. And as I says, because this does follow the visible sky, like, you don't need to trust a word that I say. Check for yourself. Download an app, check on the internet. I'm not gassing that mainstream astrology is off by a few degrees. This is what's happening in the sky. So don't believe me, check for yourself before just accepting anything. But as I says, feel free to grab that calendar. It is in alignment with the sky, so you're more than welcome. You are more than welcome. So for those who are new, usually we go through the transits that's happening this week. Then we go into the moon phases. Then after that we clarify with some tarot, and then we come back to the present moment, because the present moment is all that truly matters. So let's just breeze through. We're literally getting right into this. Probably the fastest starting I've done. So the first transit that's happening, let's take a look at our calendar. As you can see, on the 23rd of August we have Mercury stationing retrograde. I'm leaving it like that because you can see it here too. Look, stationing retrograde in Leo on the 23rd. Do you like my little guy? His name's Light Being. Anyway, Light Being shall sit there. On the 23rd we have oh, wrong pen. Sorry, I have to write with the pen I'm meant to write with. Otherwise my brain's gonna be like, ah! So if it's gonna work, Mercury retrogrades obviously in Leo. So the R is just a retrograde for those who don't know. Okay, you may have noticed some of this kind of coming up recently because Mercury often has a 2-week shadow period. So in essence, this in the sky, Mercury is like, it's slowing down its momentum within the sky basically. So for those who don't know, the reason we have about 4 retrogrades in a year is because Mercury likes to dance back and forward around the sun. It's known as the messenger, and it's like it brings messages to and fro around the sun, the ego. So that is Mercury in essence. And yeah, it's known as the messenger. So it brings messages. So this is any form of communication, any thoughts. So it's your thought process as well. It's communication between your body. Like your body can give you a signal that it's in dis-ease, and that is your Mercury. I see all of these as technologies as well. And yeah, that essentially is your Mercury technology. It is your communication, your thought process, your it's money as well. It's literally any form or any way you exchange your energy. So Mercury is that energetic exchange. Okay, and that is Mercury. So what is retrogrades? And then obviously what's Leo? And then we'll combine it together. So retrogrades, if you are new to this, it offers a kind of like a slowing down, but more so a going back or a going over of what you didn't get done before. So if you happen to miss things, didn't have time for it before, like literally sometimes things either slip your mind or you didn't get round to doing it. We've all said that, hasn't it? And then eventually we've got time for it at some point, and you'd probably realize if you pay attention, you have time for these things when the luminaries begin to retrograde. We've got Venus retrograding, Neptune, Saturn and Pluto. Soon as Mercury's retrograding, soon Uranus is going to join. all of them, and retrograde too. So that's essentially what retrograde's doing. It offers a going back over, a rethinking, redoing of certain things. So they're kind of cool. It allows you that time to get done what you didn't get done, or to look back over. Yeah, in that case. So of course, it being in Leo, it's about that energetic exchange in a Leo way. So in that confident, Leo is fueled by the sun, so naturally Leos just shine. It's just like, look at me, I'm shining, this is me, this is who I am. It's full of confidence. It comes from like the heart center. So yeah, for me, if I was to summarize a Leo, I'd say confident and pure. So it's like the confidence comes from a pure place. It's interesting, it's like the heart center, which is earth in general. And yeah, you just naturally shine. So in essence, it's kind of like we are in Leo season now anyway. As you see, we've got the sun in Leo, Mars is in Leo. Yeah, it's in Leo, but that's moving soon. Oh, I've done that wrong. On the 20th, Mars will not be in Leo. It's going to be in Virgo, fam, because it's moving. Right, that's interesting. So yeah, so basically kind of what I'm seeing here is even the way we exchange our energy, our communication, recently has it been that little bit bolder. Like Leo is bold, it's confident. So pay attention to your life. How have you, since it transited into Leo a while back, maybe about 2 weeks ago now, how has your exchange of energy been? Has it been more confident? Have you been showing up a bit more confidently? Because this is everything. Like, to put it in perspective, I am now giving an energetic exchange. So it's like me essentially showing up to my work and stuff a bit more confidently. And I have to say, I do feel I've been doing that because I've finally just put out there and stopped thinking about, oh, what are people going to say? Like, check out my Waters Above special, where I go a bit deeper into 3 particular luminaries and how it's like impacting, or how it could impact the crypto market. And that was my energetic exchange being put out in a confident way. Just an example, but pay attention to, if you haven't got an online presence, you're not online, or if you don't have a business or whatever, just pay attention to your general conversations at work, at home, people who you're talking with on the internet. Like, it could be anything, but ultimately we were starting, or we have begun. Wow, I've just saw the fattest Emirates plane. Whoa, sorry. I wasn't expecting it to be that fat. I don't live that far from the plane station, you see, but the plane station, the airport, what the hell is a plane station? Oh, anyway, so it retrograding in Leo now, this Mercury, the way we exchange, and the way we exchange our energy. Pay attention to your thoughts as well. But it retrograding back in, well, retrograding in Leo, it's like we're looking over, we're going back, and we're rethinking how we want to give our energetic exchange, how we want to give of ourselves, and how we want to exchange our energy, because we're ready to do it in this way that's just naturally going to shine. And maybe because it's retrograding back into Leo, meaning there's like extra time in Leo, isn't there? If you've been following me for a while, last week I spoke about this whole, the 8-8 day, this whole energetic toroidal field. I've been talking about whole tipping point, life-changing type of thing. So it's like combining all that together. It's like we're ready to step into our comfort zone, to kind of like level up. We're ready to go in the direction we've been called to. And it's just like, we want to make sure that we're shining in a particular way. That's how I can put it. So this is where the retrograde is coming. It's like, okay, you've put yourself out there, so now we're just going back a little, because we're having a little rethink. So we're going back, and you want to make sure you're yeah, exchanging your energy in the right way. So that's only what I'd say. If you are like, if you have an online presence and you put out something and you're just like, oh no, did that work or did it not? Let me incorporate a bit of this, or people seem to have liked this, so blah blah blah. I feel that that's what's going to be the case. If you're creative, you may be thinking more just like, right, how am I going to exchange this energy? How am I going to give what I kind of want to express, because you want to do it in a confident way. For those who don't have their business is set up, or they're just not online, or just anything, if you wanted to, or just anything, it's basically like whatever you're passionate about as well, you want to express that, you see, because yeah, you want to express it, whatever you're passionate about, in a bold and confident way. That's how I can kind of like summarize. But if you were to kind of put your chart next to this, for example, my Mercury is a Taurus, so it's like I can talk and exchange my energy, this communication, a lot about the material, and I could share that in a confident way, like bold, and it's just like, whoa. And it's like I had to recognize and deep into myself, like though my Mercury is at 0 degree of Taurus, yes, I've got a lot to say about beauty and just the five senses and all of that stuff, but I see Taurus as like the toroidal field, and Taurus as like the actual and part of the material reality in essence. So it's like, from my perspective, I can communicate the material reality as I see that astrology is the science of light, and I see that light is densified matter, and then we are then matter. So this is like me communicating with my Mercury about the material, you see, and it's just doing that confidently, because I wasn't really up there saying, yeah, and I wasn't even that confident to say, oh, I'm doing these readings. Like, I wasn't promoting myself as much, but now we're stepping into that energy to be like, yo, this is what I'm about and this is what I'm doing. So do keep in mind, obviously, where your Mercury placement is, because then you'll definitely get a better insight on like how or what you'd like to be exchanging your energy in a confident way. Yeah, if that makes sense. I said that a bit mumbled up, but it would make sense to you when you match it up, kind of like how you would like to shine in that way based on your actual Mercury placement. But ultimately, if you don't know, is basically what you're passionate about. Just think about what you've been thinking about, think about what you've been talking about, and yeah, basically them two things: your thought process and who you've actually been communicating with, like what interests you to actually have conversation, and ultimately you're ready to shine. So instead of feeling like, oh, I don't feel seen or whatever, you're ready to just shine with this Leo energy. And like I says, we're going over it because it's retrograding. Not only are we, because we've been doing this, okay? The retrograde is right, you've had a taster of it. Now we're going to look back and see what we like, what we didn't like, see what needs tweaking. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. And that's basically the only transit that's happening this week. So we'll move on to the moon phases. So the moon being the mover of our emotions on the 23rd. Why did I not give this enough room? So obviously we know that that's Leo. But the moon, anyway, on the 23rd is moving into Libra. I had to write that there because it's there. On the 24th, Scorpio moves into Scorpio. On the 24th, what am I doing? I'm literally getting all of them. It's Ophiuchus. And then 25th, it's just the 25th. I've literally said all of them numbers wrong, but I saw it go, I saw it is sometime. Anyway, these are the moon phases. So the moon is starting off in Virgo, and then obviously Libra, you see them. So the moon being the mover of our emotions, the moon gets our energy in motions. It gets our emotions moving, essentially. So that is the moon. It gets our emotions moving, our energy moving, so that our ego, which is the lens that helps us to literally interact with our entire reality, begins to attract experiences to you. Because ultimately you just be, and situations kind of come to you. You just end up in a situation and then you live it out, isn't it? So that's basically it. The moon, this I see all as technology. So the moon tech basically gets your emotions moved up. Whatever you're passionate about, whatever gets you excited, what gets you happy, angry, nervous, you know, all of them emotions, it just gets the energy moving, which then causes you to like do and take certain actions, which then allows the ego to attract these experiences to you. Okay, so my aim is I see this all as technology, and my aim is to simplify the technology. But yeah, so the moon anyway, it's going through its whole transformation, and I find this interesting again that this is happening when we've got a recent transit. I'll touch back on that in the present moment, but this is happening tomorrow. So by the time you've watched this video, Mars will enter Virgo tomorrow. Obviously we've recently entered Leo. It's still quite fresh in Leo, so it's like we're transforming to begin to attract even more of these Leo experiences to us. So this is what the moon is doing. Okay, it's changing you basically, or it's moving your emotions so you can level up. Like, I don't know, there's big change happening from this year. But we've got the moon coming in from Virgo, so like from the beginning of the week up till the 24th. So where are we? Oh gosh, so it's in there for a minute. It's basically in Virgo for the whole of the week, fam. So anyway, it is it a no moon? No. Oh, it's a first quarter moon here. But before that, you can say that we are more logical based. Yeah, using our logic and reasoning basically, because there's been a no moon, new moon in the sky. So we're trusting more of our logic and things that make sense. Basically, not so much our intuition and just like, oh, dreams, because nothing is really illuminated. We just have to go based on facts and what you can see. So they're the differences between the moons. So up until basically up until the Scorpio, because the Scorpio is where the switch is happening, as you can see on the 24th just down here. The transition is happening, so we're moving from more logical based into trusting more of our intuition and feeling our gut feelings, and you know, all of that type of stuff. Right now is probably not the best time to trust the gut feeling. Just trust yourself ultimately, no matter what you want to do. So anyway, being in this whole like more logical mind at the, or would I say left hemisphere of the brain, is the left hemisphere anyway, more logical. So basically what I'm kind of seeing is our emotions may be moving us in a way that answers may come. I don't know what for, but during this time, that's just come through to me. During this time, some answers may come about something, because the moon it's logical within Virgo. So Virgo is fueled by Mercury. Virgo is very analytical, pays attention to all the details, purely because Virgo wants to give of herself. She's like, how can I give my love? And because I want to give my love in the best way possible, I need to look at all the details and need to look at every single angle to make sure it's okay, before you make that decision. So Virgo also, once that decision has been made, you can kind of trust them a bit more, because it's like, yeah, they've thought their decision through. That decision may not be of benefit to another person, but it's going to be beneficial to them ultimately when you're in that Virgo energy. So kind of like what's coming through to me is that at the beginning of this week, we are going to be using our logical mind naturally on how we're choosing to give ourselves. Okay, like I was saying, with giving is this Mercury energy exchange. It's the Mercury energy exchange, and we are now thinking that over. Mercury also kind of semi-fuels Virgo, not based on like the entire mythology story, but in modern astrology, Mercury fuels Virgo as well. So this is why even your thought process, you may be really deep in a situation, looking at all the details and all of that type of jazz. But once you've come to your decision from whatever it is you're analyzing, I'd say you can trust yourself. Definitely trust yourself. Or would I say it's like you're in this full Virgo analytical type of energy with the moon, logical base, because it's still the no moon. And then obviously as it moves into Scorpio, that's when Mercury actually fully retrogrades just the day before. So yeah, it's kind of like you're even probably being answers will come to you before you're just like, how am I ready to figure out how I want to exchange my energy in a confident way. The answer potentially could come the beginning of next week. So if it does, let me know. That will be hella interesting. And then of course it's like you're gonna come up with this answer and just like, yes, this is how I'm ready to exchange my energy now in this bold Leo way, confidently from my heart center. This is how I'm ready to do it. Once you've decided, once we're in Virgo, we decided, yeah, and then the emotion technology, the moon, begins to move our emotion in this Scorpio death and rebirth and new direction type of vibe. So basically I find that fascinating. It's like, okay, oh no, gosh, no, we're in Virgo till then. It's Libra, forgive me. So we're in Virgo till 22nd. So it's like we're logic based, obviously, thinking of something in our head. But when we touch base in Libra for the 23rd, the last day, coming from a logical point of view, Libra I see as an amazing manifester, because this is where you can start bringing what's from your head, this little thing here, and bringing it out into the plane of existence. It's like positive and negative from the ether, positive and negative. How is it going to be, if that made sense? But that's how I see Libra, and of course relationships and all of that type of stuff as well. But ultimately it's whatever you see in your head, bringing from the ethereal and balancing it out into the plane of existence. So it's kind of like, however you're ready to exchange your energy anyway, the moon is making something clear. And then once that has probably been made clear, coming to like Wednesday, going into Thursday, this is maybe where this idea is potentially materializing. Something may come up which may be a seed. It's either going to be a seed, it's either going to be a thought, or it's going to be an actual action based around how you're exchanging your energy in this bold way. So pay attention this week, because I'm feeling you're going to get answers to how to move forward. If you've been feeling like just a little bit of just like you know where you're going, but sometimes it's just like, oh my days, what's really happening? I feel answers are coming to you. Yeah. And it's like once you've started to, you've had, your emotions have moved you in a way which, you know, it could be exciting. You've probably found more motivation now to continue. It could be anything. You then have this death. Okay, so Scorpio is it's death. And like I says, whatever answer may come up where you realize with Scorpio, because Scorpio's about using what it was vulnerable and weak, but it's using that as your strength ultimately. And it's about tapping into them depths of you that is quite vulnerable, you know, and maybe tapping in, or anything coming up about this vulnerability on the 24th, so coming to the end of the week, maybe that would give even more answers of like, okay, this is how you're going to exchange more of your energy, you know. Because you could, I don't know, I'm seeing messages, I'm just hearing pay attention, because then we have, after you've had this shedding, so to say, this death, or this like, whoa, this weakness is actually my strength, you then energetically exchange with Ophiuchus. So Ophiuchus, if you don't know, it's linked to magnesium within the periodic table. So it's literally the generator, sustainer, and transmutator of energy. It transforms your energy. It's known as the healer, the serpent bearer. And as you can see, it's even got like this sine wave through the U. In its symbology. Pay attention. I've mentioned this like at the beginning of the year, and this is obviously coming up with how I'm exchanging my energy, but there are going to be decodes about all of the symbols, the numbers, and all of that stuff. And the sine wave within Ophiuchus is one of them. So if you're interested in that type of extra esoteric, weird type of stuff, then stick around. But yeah, I'm seeing the way our emotions are moving anyway, is getting a transformation. So pay attention as well to how your emotions have been recently. And it's like, yeah, it's getting a transformation, and then you're eventually going to move into a different direction. So after this whole transformation of this new setting, and I feel it's all weaving in these new energies, which is obviously Leo, a bit of Virgo. These energies are coming in. We've got Lilith in Virgo as well. So it's kind of like we're transitioning. So it's because we're transitioning into like the Leo sun, where our ego's operating through that. It's like we're having our emotions, our energies being moved in a different way. So it's being moved, it's being transformed. Sagittarius, when it comes on the 26th at the end of next week. So next week, Sunday, you may get a lot of ideas. You may be more focused then. It may be just like, yeah, like something may become even more clear. Like that directed focus, because that's what Sagittarius does. It's a centurion. It comes in as like the savior, saying like, yeah, we're going in this direction after Ophiuchus has transmuted the energy. So take a deep breath. Ultimately, that is what I'm seeing there as we move on to the tarot. And bear in mind, keep in mind, it is the sun at the top of the deck. But ultimately, that is kind of what I'm seeing there. That's what I'm seeing. Let's just set the tone a little bit. Right. So that's kind of what I'm seeing coming up. There's a lot to do with how we're ready to exchange our energy, and I feel that it's just happening now with Mercury retrograding, ironically, in Leo, as the sun's touched in Leo. So it's really like, I'm shuffling the cards, by the way. I can't do it in front. Oh, it's not working because I missed one. Ace of Swords was at the bottom of the deck. Okay, we're all together now. But yeah, oh, and that popped right out. We've got the Five of Pentacles. That's not two, is it? No, that's one. Right, can we clarify that Five of Pentacles? Can we have any clarity, please? Wow. Do I need any more? I'm not. I don't know. Okay. Last one. Okay. That's what's come out. I'm not doing any more because I don't feel to do any more. But the bottom of the deck was Page of Wands. Yeah. Page of Wands was at the bottom of the deck. Oh, okay. I'm doing it. I was called to put that on there. And look also what I've seen. 10 of Pentacles. There's a shift. There's change happening. So let's take a read anyway. We've got 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. It was a 10 of Pentacles in reverse, but I'm not reading reverses because I'm not feeling called to do that. Sometimes, but not right now. Anyway, this 5 of Pentacles, because in all truth it was the bottom of the deck, but anyway, 5 of Pence. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, of course. But what's the 5 of Pentacles? Let's read it. Let's read it, my lad. My lass. All right. Okay, so hardship, victim mentality, material difficulties, oh dear, feeling excluded, neglecting your needs, soul searching, sense that something is missing. And then Six of Pentacles. No, we had the Five of Pentacles, then we had the Magician. If you don't know, the Magician is just the Don, just the Magician. It's in the name. But I'll briefly go over it after because the Six of Pentacles is here. And then we've got generosity, having, not having, loss, gain, giving, taking, two sides of the one coin, teaching and learning. And we then obviously had the Ten of Pentacles. So it's a good life, conventional tradition, wealth, seeking affluence, enjoying the abundance, etc., etc. Along with the Page of Wands. So, Page of Wands, creativity, fresh ideas, a messenger, willing to try something new, charming admirer, ooh, be courageous, childlike, and showing your enthusiasm. So, and lastly, just to say it, obviously the Magician. Oh, no, the Magician. Its astrological affinity is Mercury. It's about energy exchange. It's big on energy exchange right now. But intuitive action, focusing on a goal, acting with awareness, getting magical results. Wisdom is the key to success. You don't obviously know all the answers. So I'm finding it interesting that that's come up first, and I'm feeling that if you may experience a little bit of that, it's like at the beginning and it's ready to come to an end, this Five of Pentacles, this hardship, because it's like after that we've then had the Magician. It's like that creativity, that assertiveness, that you're focused on a goal, you're getting magical results. Whatever magical results come about allows you to then recognize this Six of Pentacles, and this Six of Pentacles maybe because of the magical result has led to this, like, it's no longer just this Five of Pentacles you've been giving. It's now that balance. It's like giving, receiving. You're noticing, you're finally getting something back. That's what I'm seeing. And then obviously we have the Page of Wands, so we're getting a creativity influx coming, followed by the Ten of Pentacles. So that is just wish fulfillment, abundance, and all of that stuff. So yeah. I'm seeing basically based on maybe from once we figured out how we're ready to exchange and give our energy. So that brings about the Magician. It brings about just like, oh, you're now receiving in a better way. Because you're now receiving in a better way, you're getting more of this creativity influx. You're a bit more inspired, a bit more just like, oh wow, yeah, I'm ready for this. And then obviously Ten of Pentacles come. So yeah, let me know if this resonates. Do let me know if this resonates. I'd love to know. I really would. But as I just saw 3322 on the clock, let's come back to the present moment. Okay, lovely. I don't like to talk so loud after I've just done the sound bowl. Anyway, back to the present moment. We obviously today on Thursday, so today's date is here. So present moment, we have recently had this no moon, new moon in Leo, and so clearly we're still in the Leo no moon, new moon. So I'll just say amazing time to set intentions, because there's no coincidence that we're in this logical phase now of this Leo energy, as well as like Mercury ready to go retrograde, in Leo. There's no coincidences. So pay attention. We're in the logical phase. Pay attention to your emotions at this time and what gets your emotions moving, because ultimately this is kind of like it's kind of like touching base on how we're ready to exchange our energy from this point on. Okay, with this no moon, new moon, still being in Leo. So do keep that in mind. And then, of course, tomorrow we do have, if you can see that there, but Mars is moving into Virgo. So Mars is moving into Virgo tomorrow. So I spoke obviously a lot more about these last week, so feel free to check that out if you'd like. But Mars being our drive and our passion, moving into this Virgo analytical energy. So it's like our drive and our passion is moving towards paying attention to the details, and it's moving towards focusing on how we truly want to give of ourselves. Straight channel. But that is our drive and our passion. We want to make sure we are giving of ourselves in the right way. So as Mars enters there tomorrow, that is going to be the fire that ignites us, making sure we are giving in the right way. And then it's within that, it's like this Mars energy is also going to help this Mercury in retrograde in Leo energy, because you're ready when it stations direct. You're truly ready to just show up boldly even more. You're probably going to be showing up boldly as it's retrograding, but as we move forward, we're just ready to do that. But before we get to that point, we need this Virgo energy, you see. So that's why our Mars, our drive and our passion, our Mars technology is moving us into that direction. So now we will naturally have the energy, the time to just be like, ooh, you know, because that is going to be the flame that ignites us, our Mars tech. And it's like, it's based around that Virgo, because we're truly ready. When it's time to just shine and we're ready to exchange our energy in that way, we're ready to do it. But before we can make that full-on decision, Virgo energy comes into the mix. My intention is that this makes sense, and my intention is like to kind of bring all of this stuff together and to see how each luminary pretty much supports each other and how it kind of synchronizes together ultimately to support you. Yes, you looking at my finger, you. So I find it amazing, and I'm kind of thinking to do just like, I don't know, maybe like quarterly updates of just like exactly how the luminaries are supporting you right now for this term, maybe, because just next week with Scorpio going into Fortune going into Scorpio, and then we've got it moving into Ophiuchus in September. It's just wild to me how I'm seeing how it literally supports your every move energy, because ultimately this is the light that has been fractalized into these positions and then densified into matter, being us. We are the stars of the show, and all this is doing is reflecting us. So use it as a tool, never let the tool use you. And with that being said, I will end it there, and I'll catch you next week with my next energy update. And if you're interested in crypto, check me out on Sunday, because I'll be back. If you want to grab a reading, reach out to me. And of course, if you want this calendar, help yourselves. But with that being said, Angel out. Bye.